it's different from being in a volunteer situation or a work environment where there's so much focus on time, productivity, get the job done, and not so much on emotions and thoughts, whereas here the focus is on emotions and thoughts. And it just brings them to the surface that much quicker and gives people a chance to really look at things that maybe they've avoided looking at, or maybe haven't even spoken about in a public way ever in their life. And they find it starts to loosen the charge, the intensity around those issues starts to loosen as they do that.
Well, like I said, it's the answer to my prayers. And every time I think that I could do it a better way or find something somewhere else, there's something inside of me just knows that's not true. I mean, I know it was prayer that brought me here. I know that I've had so many miraculous experiences since I've been here. Been part of the community, because the community is all around the world. So yeah, it's like I just need to remember all those experiences, and it's like from that I have no other option, which is great, you know.
I did it on my own, read the course and practice at the job I had and with people around me. And luckily I kind of went back to work for a month and had that experience, and it was sufficient mind training from what I had learned. But living in community is very helpful because it's a quickening, it's a quick way to heal your mind, because it brings up much more every day. I mean, you're living with people, sometimes in bunkhouses, you're joining with people on projects. We do undefined, guided, and collaborative relationships and projects. And let me tell you, it's never what I think I need or want. I mean, it's perfect for the healing of my mind. You don't get those opportunities because you're not with people who are trying to heal their mind. We're joined in purpose here, and you know, where two or more are gathered. And I'm like surrounded by a bunch of people who are saying, my one purpose is forgiveness. My one purpose is the peace of God. And I feel that strength. I feel when we meditate in a circle, like automatically the vibration of the presence of, I just know that you could have never asked me 2 years ago if this would, I would have never said this was the path for me, but I've experienced the magnitude of doing this in community with my brothers, and it's amazing, and it is quick.
Yes, well, I would say the mind training is first and foremost the reason why people come, because they have an opportunity to practice applying the principles of the Course in Miracles, transferring the training, and having lots and lots of holy encounters. A large number of holy encounters, because there's so many people here that are sharing the same purpose and are very devoted to the same purpose. So sometimes they call them like-minded individuals. And there is a speed up that occurs, an acceleration when you're around people that are very like-minded. It's almost like a laser beam, it's just focused. So there's not so much extraneous talk, not so much chit-chat, and what we might say distractions, which the world is full of distractions. Really the mind that is asleep and dreaming and deceived, you know, is filled itself with distractions, and that's of the ego. And so this is an opportunity to clear away a lot of those blocks, a lot of those attack thoughts, remove grievances in the context of the mirroring of mighty companions, brothers, sisters, different relationships that are, whether working relationships or other relationships, unfold as well in the community, but they're all very good at speeding up the mind training.
We were like daily readers of it for 4 years, really immersed in it. And when we met David and the messengers, it just felt like, you know, these are people that are really, this is a community that's really applying the Course in Miracles in their life. Not just intellectualizing and discussing it, but they're actually, there's a practice involved here. So we were very interested in that. And so when we arrived here, we just immersed ourselves in the practices that they have ongoing. No people pleasing, no private thoughts are the key practices here. And they run very deep.
I felt like I knew what the Course said, and I understood the metaphysics of it, and I thought that's all I really needed in order to sort of have the peace and joy and happiness that the Course promises. But even though I knew it intellectually, I wasn't still experiencing that for any great length of time. So I knew I was missing something, and being here during the time that I have, what I have seen is that I really don't know anything about what the Course says in terms of the application and what it means really. And so every day it seems like I'm just emptying my mind of everything I thought I knew and thought I understood and that I was living, and learning anew. And in fact, a lot of the intensity is around that, because I thought I knew something, I didn't really know it, and then all of a sudden I was being shown through some sort of a lesson or an upset or something going on that was helping me to see it differently and to let go of the resistance that I was feeling inside because I thought I knew how it should be, or how to interact with people, or how to communicate. All things virtually that I thought I knew, I really don't know. So it's kind of like a continual washing of my mind of all of those thoughts.
Well, we have what's called expression sessions, so it's just a time to come in and really let those emotions fly. And I'd never done that. It was pretty much repressed my whole life. So what I've seen is that when we come in as new volunteers, there's the surface level emotions that have to be released, looked at and released, because we don't even know they're there. We have no idea really. So many of them are so deeply buried. And it's actually the thoughts that we want to get to, and then underneath that, the beliefs. But ultimately, we haven't even looked at those emotions. So that's the first thing that has to come up. So for me, there was tons of repressed anger that appeared to have to do with my dad and my mother, and job situations and lack, and just so that's the way they came up for me initially. And then I could start moving into the deeper things after a few months, and just really letting the emotions fly and not being judged for them. It was just like insane to my ego mind. How can, I'm going to be judged for saying these things? And I said some of the absolute worst things that I could say, and I was never judged. I was always met with love. And that's why it's such a huge speed up, because our brothers are reflecting this love that has to be in our own mind back to us, which is really the undoing. So here at the community, we use our brothers in two ways: to come up underneath us, to give us that support, that reflection of love, and then also the mirroring of our mind, the mistrust, the reasons for the anger, and then the ability to be able to just speak it. I would just say, I don't know where else in the world this is going on, but it's not many places.
I think the intensity is as strong or stronger because you're not trying to distract away, there's not so many distractions, and you're not finding a sense of false empathy which can kind of prop up the pain or perpetuate it, and we're all about moving through it and being clear of it. So I think the intensity is as strong or stronger as what seems to be relationships in the world. It's just pain is pain. We are learning it's a perception, and you can have a shift of perception. So I do think that moving through the pain is a bit quicker when you have a context for it and you are training your mind and seeing that it's a misperception, and that there's another way to perceive the situation, another way to perceive the relationship. Then you can pop through, and it takes a while, but you can move through it faster, I think, and choose again in a more rapid way.
I started out at the monastery. We have a monastery and we have a metaphysical center in Camas. And we have a place called Masterpiece in another remote area. And so we have some houses in remote areas and some in small towns, and they're all perfect backdrops for mind training, and that's what you're coming here to do, to mind train and to learn to hear the Holy Spirit's voice.
All in all, we just want people to feel very comfortable with their decision because it's for a period of time, and this is to be a benefit for them, to know that they're coming in for mind training, to know that there's going to be a sense of following instructions, and take the time to talk it through, to start to feel good about the decision before they come. And that's very practical. That's exactly what we did. And I think we encourage that. It's a decision to give yourself permission to come and go through a mind training experience. And we want them to feel very comfortable when they come, because their skills and abilities will be used, and we do share the same purpose, but we want them to feel that shared purpose.